Hello everyone, welcome back to Ultra Fit. My name is Abraham Casivante, a certified personal trainer, and today we are talking about the difference between weight loss and fat loss. Now, many people fixate on losing weight or the number on the scale. They pray and even fast, like literally fast, for the number on the scale to go down. But what makes up body fat? Like body weight, not body fat. What makes up body weight? The things below make up your body weight: your fat tissue, muscle tissue, bone mass, water in the body, food in your stomach, your body organs, and very many things. These are the things that make up your body weight. When you step on that scale, this is the number you get, a total of all these. So in this episode, I'm going to explain why you should stop stepping on your weighing scale. Like literally stop. I know people who say when, because I remember I bought a weighing scale and my cousin told me, man, if I had a weighing scale in my house, I would literally have a heart attack because I would be checking it every day. So yeah, I want you to stop stepping on the weighing scale after this, and I want to tell you what you should measure instead. Now, most of us are motivated to go to the gym because we think we need to lose some weight. Most of us say, I want to get in shape, and shape is subjective for everyone. I want to lose belly fat. I want to get a six-pack. I want to be healthy and fit. But by far, most people say, I want to lose weight. But as I told you earlier in the introduction, the number on the scale has a lot of untold stories. So instead of losing weight, we should focus on losing body fat. Remember, I told you body fat is part of the things that are in your body that the number on the scale tells you. So instead of saying or focusing on the number on the scale, you should focus on losing body fat. Therefore, it's very important for you to find out what your body fat percentage is. So how do you do that? Well, that's kind of the hard thing. Now, before we get into how we measure body fat, I want to first give you an overview of what body fat really is, or what it actually does in your body. Now, body fat is really important in your body. It's really important, especially for women. As we are going to see down below, women carry more body fat in their bodies. That's a repetition. More body fat in your body. Anyway, more body fat compared to men. And this is why. Body fat is really important for hormonal balance. And we all know that women's bodies really need a lot of that, like hormonal balance for reproduction and all the other things. So hormonal balance, estrogen, a reproduction hormone for both men and women actually. Leptin, yeah, it's called leptin. It's a hunger signaling hormone to the brain. Like if you have enough body fat, this hormone is produced in normal amount, so your brain gets a signal that you've just eaten food and you're not hungry anymore. So yeah, this is controlled by the fat in your body, among other hormones. So body fat is for thermoregulation of the body. When it's cold, the fat tissue layer protects you from that. We all know that from primary school. Energy storage in case of a food shortage. Like when you start fasting, let's say you're fasting for like 3 days straight or dry, like they say it. Even if this is not intentional, even if it's intentional, your body relies on fat to keep you going for that time. So among other importances, so hormone regulation, thermoregulation, energy storage in case of food shortage, among others. So now let's look at the different numbers of body fat between men and women. So that's why body fat is really important in your body. So body fat, the amount of body fat you have on your body, when you go below a certain amount, you run into problems. However, when you go above a certain amount, you also run into problems, like the problems we are facing today, the problems of obesity. One fact that is supposed to be interesting, but it is sad at the same time, is that there are more people dying because of too much food or obesity than people dying from hunger. Like, it's a good thing we have solved world hunger. Not quite yet, but yeah, you get the point. So there are more people dying of obesity, overeating, than people dying of hunger. So that's wild. So what are the numbers for men and women? For women, we're going to look at 5 categories. Essential fat, like the minimum amount of fat percentage you should have for both men and women, athletes, fitness, average, and obesity. So essential fat, meaning below this number, you run into problems for both men and women. So it's not one number, as I told you. Women have a different number, men have a different number. So for women, essential fat is 10% to 13% of your body weight. That should be fat. Below that, you run into problems of reproduction. Your hormone balance becomes wild, literally. So for men, it's 2% to 5%. That's the essential fat they can have on their bodies. So for athletes, women 14% to 20%, and for athletes, men 6% to 13%. For fitness, people who like train 6 days a week, 7 days a week, the fat percentage they should have, or they are expected to have, should be around 21 to 24 for women, and for men it's 14% and 17%. For an average person, like maybe they don't exercise, maybe they exercise once in a while, or they exercise 3 days a week. For average women, 25 to 31% is good, and for average men, 18 to 24% is good. So for obesity, for above this number, you're considered obese. That's 32% for women, and that's 25% for men. So as you can see that women carry more body fat compared to men, because literally women have more storage units, if I can call them that, for fat, because hips are full of fat. Not full of fat, but you get what I mean. Women have bigger hips compared to men. Bums, breast tissue, all this is fat. Whereas for men, they only have like one storage unit for fat. That's their stomach. That's why for men, the first place for them to gain weight is their stomach when they are when they gain weight, they let themselves go. So yeah, basically that's it. But these numbers are, what can I say? They are not the exact numbers. Like, people are different. You can find a woman who is like at 32%, but their body hormones and all that, they are all functioning well. So these are just general numbers, but they don't capture the whole story for everyone. Which brings us to our next segment. How do we measure our body fat percentages? So there are a few methods out there. I'm going to take you through the 3 methods that are relatively available for like an average person, like for everyone. Everyone can access this. And I'm also going to talk about the ones that are really expensive, but I'm just talking about them just for the sake. So, skin fold calipers. This is where you have like a professional, or you yourself. It's a tool. It's like a caliper. It's like you can purchase it. You or a professional person, like a personal trainer, grabs your skin, usually near around your obliques or around your waist, and they measure using a caliper. So, but the problem with this method is accurate measurements need you to use like the exact area every time. So if you're off by like an inch, you're really going to get different results every time. And if it's a different person measuring, you might also get different results. So if you get one personal trainer this today, and then the next day, even tomorrow, literally tomorrow, you get another different person, so you might get different results. That's the problem with the skin fold calipers. So there are the next tool you can use are smart weighing scales. However, caveat on these ones, they have a very high error margin. Like they can be so off, like 20 to 30% of like error. So these weighing scales use an app. Like, you step on it, they use the technology called bioelectrical impedance analysis, which sends a low electric current through your body. So the problem with this is that it's limited by hydration. When was your recent exercise? When did you last eat? So, but the way I've told you, they have a high error margin. So I wouldn't recommend them. I have one, but I even stopped using it because when I found out that their errors are very high. So another method you can use could be picture comparison. Like, you can go to the internet, look at people who have used like accurate methods, like the DEXA method. DEXA is DEXA, but that's an abbreviation. The full form is dual energy X-ray absorptiometry. It's the most accurate out there, but it's very expensive for a normal person. So you can look at people on the internet and they say, I used a DEXA scan, this is my body percentage, then you compare. There are 2 YouTube videos I recommend. One by Jeff, I'm going to link them down in the description. So one is by Jeff Nippard and one is by Menno Heinzelman. They put out pictures of people with different body percentages from like 50 to like 5. Those are the 3 methods I think can be used by an average person. But as you can see, so the problem with the picture comparison method is that you're just observing, you can't know, and we are very bad at judging. So the other methods, but They're very expensive. Let me just run through them very quick. I mentioned the DEXA method. It's the most accurate of them all. There's hydrostatic weighing, where you are dipped into water. There's air displacement, this word, plethysomography. Plethysomography. Oh, God. So it's displacement, blah, 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 that word. Or it's also called the pod, where you enter a small pod and it does the calculation. There's 3D scanning. However, like I've told you, these methods are very expensive. So that's how you will know your body fat percentage, but I guess I've not helped, because the cheap methods are really inaccurate. So here is where I suggest you use different methods, and this is what I'm going to suggest to you. Now, I'm assuming you listened to my previous episode on the fundamentals of fat loss. You know that having high muscle mass, I explained all this in that episode. Having higher muscle mass helps you boost your metabolism. Boosting your metabolism helps you burn more calories at rest. So these calories can include fat. And the more muscle mass you have, the stronger you are. This means that if you're going to the gym and you're doing resistance training, if your volume, and by volume I mean the weight you're carrying times the number of sets times the number of reps, if your volume is going up over time, if you're lifting more weight over time, this means that you're gaining muscle mass. If you're gaining muscle mass, it means that you're losing fat. That's a long way. Like I've overfetched that, but yeah, if you're gaining muscle mass, that means you're getting stronger. If you're getting stronger, that means you're lifting heavier. If you're lifting heavier, that means you're losing more fat. Yeah, that's how it works. You can use that metric. Am I getting stronger in the gym? That means I'm losing body fat. So you can measure your waist circumference. Like, you start going to the gym and all of a sudden you realize that your belt, like you're using different holes in the belt and you're not going further on the belt, you're going lower. Wait, if you're going lower, no, if you're going lower, that means you're getting you're gaining weight. If you're going higher on the belt, that means you're losing weight. So yeah, you're losing fat, not weight. Fat, guys, fat. So if you're full of energy during the day, if you're sleeping better, if you're having better mood, then these are all positive effects of doing exercise. That means if exercise is working, by all means, you're losing fat. So yeah, so that's it for today. I hope I've shifted your mindset from focusing on the number on the scale or losing weight, because it doesn't tell you the whole story. You can be losing weight and you're losing muscle mass, and we don't want this, because if you're losing muscle mass, it means that your metabolism is going to drop. If your metabolism drops, your body is going to adapt and it's going to make it harder for you to lose fat. So yeah, I hope it has changed your mind. Focus on other metrics like strength, energy, better mood, better sleep, others. Because if all these are improving, you are surely making progress. And the last thing I would say is that stay consistent with a program for like 3 months minimum before you jump on a different thing, or you say, this thing is not working. Focus on one program. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you for listening. Talk to you soon. Peace.